a few minutes ago, I just realized that I lost about $5,000 today. I was initially planning on making a video today after work. When work finished, I started to do a few sort of money checks that I do regularly, every few weeks to every month. And then that's when I realized that I essentially have lost $5,000 today. And I'm going to get into kind of, yes, how I lost it. And sure, that matters. But I'm also going to be talking about the thoughts that I'm feeling right now, the things that I'm thinking, how I'm processing this, and ultimately how I'm moving forward. Because here on my channel, I make videos that challenge you, they encourage you to upgrade your mindset, your money, and more. And part of that is by being authentic. Part of that is sharing my story. And this, if I look at it first, initially wouldn't be something, as somebody that talks a lot about mindset, talks a lot about money, it wouldn't be something that most people would think would be something that somebody likes talking about this stuff, and relatively somebody that's pretty good with their money would want to be sharing on a YouTube channel like this. But I really believe that the merger of those two, the mindset and the money piece, really comes into account right now. Because when you find yourself in these situations, your ability to get out of them or to move forward from them ultimately comes down to your mindset. And this hopefully will just be a blip in the radar, a really small thing that in the long term, you can't really see at all. So I'm going to share a little bit about that. But let's start by talking about how this happened. And as many of you know, since 2017, I have owned cryptocurrency. I've been an investor in cryptocurrency. I really stand for what that industry stands for. And some of the different projects there I think are great. And we really need to look into those. They can help humanity out in a lot of different ways. But specifically, I really like this one project, and I'm going to leave the project out of there because I don't want people thinking that it is the project's fault as a result of me losing my money, because it's not. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you what fault or who is at fault in just a few minutes. But I bought this cryptocurrency that I really believed in, a project that I thought its values and my values were very similar, so I bought it. After buying it, it went up 20x, it went up 40x, and then from there, it went down to 20x again. And I took the entire bag of this crypto that I had in my portfolio, and I wanted to put it elsewhere because one of the cool things about cryptocurrency and decentralized finance is you can get some great returns just by lending out your cryptocurrency. You can get way higher, let's say, interest rates than any bank would give you. So I was going ahead and doing that, seeing some great returns as a result. But what I had to do is I had to move it off an exchange, and I also had to not do what we call cold storage in the crypto industry and hold those coins yourself. But what I did is I lent it out to a third party, and it was lending from there. All the minor details doesn't matter. But in the end, when I went to transfer it off of this third party back to, like, let's say my digital wallet on something like Binance or KuCoin or a different platform, I couldn't. And I couldn't do that today when I wanted to, all because of me. Those of you that know crypto know it's important to go ahead and write down your private keys, to store your private keys so that if you ever have any problems, you can go ahead and still access your crypto with the use of a private key. If I think back to when I set this third-party platform up, I was going ahead and what I thought I've done a million times and would never make that mistake. Somehow I didn't write down my private key, but instead I downloaded a file that had that information on it. So doing one thing differently and out of order, out of my regular routine, just on that one night back in, let's say, April of this year, has cost me $5,000 or potentially even more depending on the future of this cryptocurrency. So that's where I'm at right now. I didn't write that down. I saved that file, but I wiped my computer. I actually got rid of my computer this past weekend. I sold it off to somebody. But it's really not worth it trying to go back and get it, trying to get those files. So for a few reasons. So number one, how am I feeling right now? Well, obviously, this isn't a nice feeling. I'd rather have that money in my pocket because it's worth $5,000 now. I could sell it if I wanted to, or if I believe in the future long-term projections of that project, well, I think that could turn into some huge gains. So for me, that piece right now is something that it sucks. It sucks. It definitely sucks. What you're getting right now is kind of like this raw, authentic reaction because it just happened about 20 minutes ago that I realized this. Then I decided to turn the camera on and record some of these thoughts. And as much as it sucks right now, I can't stop thinking about the me before I started to really get serious about my money and get serious about my mindset and my life and the values I want to live by, etc. Before, let's say, personal development, and then the current person right now. Because yes, as much as it sucks to lose $5,000 or potentially even more as to what that evaluation is going to be in the future, what I have lost compared to what I've gained in the past few years of making this YouTube channel and continuously each and every day trying to be a better person with my relationships, with my work, with my business, with my money, with whatever, my health, it doesn't matter. Those do not even compare. Like I said, hopefully this is a small blip in the radar, and I'm not saying hopefully anymore. I know that's the case because the gains that I have seen in so many different ways and in so many different aspects of my life in the past few years are way larger than this small amount of money. Okay, so that's kind of like the first thing. Yes, it sucks, but if you look at it, look at the growth that's come from it. Let's just talk about the money for a second, right? Yeah, $5,000 to some people is a lot of money. To some people, it's not a lot of money. It's one of those things that if I look at the gains that I have got as a result of investing, whether it's in cryptocurrency, whether it's in stocks, whether it's in something else, I have had some incredible gains. So just from a monetary, or not even money, let's just talk a math standpoint. Would you give up a 10x gain just to not lose a little bit of money, right? And no, if you're looking at those 10x gains compared to losing a little bit of money, well, you're still going to be at 8, 9, 7x where you were, right? When you think about that. So that is one of those things that if I look at the overall long-term progress, that is what I'm choosing to focus on a little bit more right now. Yes, again, it sucks, but at the same time, that really is just a small blip in the radar when you consider everything. If I look at some of the things that I have done for the old me to be able to lose $5,000, oh man, I couldn't even imagine how I'd feel right now, kind of the scarcity mindset that I would have, kind of how it would affect my mood, how it would affect maybe my conversations that I have with my family later on, with friends. That would affect me, or would have affected me in a lot of other ways. Whereas now, and I can really just say, yes, that sucks. I'm sharing this with you on my channel because part of what I do here is for my own growth. That's most of it. If you get anything out of these videos, that's simply a bonus. I make these videos for my own growth, and I want to be able to look back on this video someday and laugh about it because I'm able to watch it in the future. I'm able to see how much I have grown to whatever point it is that I'm watching this video, and to look at how small of an issue this actually is. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I've got great people in my life, and as a result of that, the money piece is really, really small. So that's kind of like the first piece. The second piece I'm reflecting on is how do I move forward? Because I'm at a junction. I can choose to step back and just kind of dwell on the fact that I lost this money, that I didn't write down my private key for the first time ever in my life. And that's on me, right? I could dwell on that for days, weeks, months, years for some people, right? Or I can choose to have that growth mindset to sit myself down and say, hey, that's on you. You need to be better next time. And just move forward from there, right? So that is what I'm choosing. I really believe that $5,000 is something that I could make investing in the next month. I could make that through my business in the next month. I could make that however I wanted to. If I sit down, I'm dedicated and I'm committed to getting that happen. Some of the cool things that have happened to me in the past few months is I have seen some months me 4 to 6x my income that's coming in. And I share that with you because, again, the old me that wasn't good with my money, or not good with my money, but just average, right? I was just doing the regular amount that everybody else was. I was saving a little bit of money. I was spending a little bit of money. The bank account balance never changed. It never went up. It never went down. So I was just kind of like the status quo. And it wasn't until I got serious about some of these things that money started to grow. And we're not talking about growing by small percentages. This past month, my net worth, if you compare it to my income coming in, it was actually 6 times that my net worth grew by what my income is for this month alone. The month before that, it was about 4 times, right? And I'm so grateful that I've committed to the process, that I've really said, this is important to me. I'm going to sit down and look at how I can be better in these ways. So right now I find myself in that situation where I'm excited at what is to come this upcoming month, the next month, to finish this year out. I could sit here and I could dwell about this all day. I could go down in the comments as you're watching this video. I could respond to the ones that are just like, oh man, that's so stupid. Everybody knows you should write down your private key. You should store your private key. You shouldn't, whatever the excuse is. And I'm laughing at myself. So you might be there laughing at me. You might be typing some comments and you might just be talking to people about it. Trust me, I'm laughing at myself. This is something that is so common for some people in the crypto space, and it happens. Everybody seems to have a story about how they lost money. And for me, 4 years into this, I never thought that would be me. I've had some interesting times where I've had to kind of work a little bit and sweat a little to get some of my cryptocurrency out or in particular places, but I've always come through with it. And right now, and moving forward, I know that's not going to happen in this scenario. So I hope that this video challenges you to upgrade your mindset, that if you ever found yourself in this position, you'd be able to move forward, because I'm really excited to see what this next month holds. And I'm not letting this bad experience impact my future moving forward. And I'm working on a lot of good projects right now. A lot of really neat things. I got some things that are coming out that I know those of you that are interested in upgrading their mindset and upgrading their money specifically are really going to enjoy. I've got a free online course coming out that's going to do exactly that. So stay tuned. In the next couple of weeks, that information is going to be out. Or if you're watching this video a little bit later on, I'm going to link that down below. So you can go ahead and check those things out as soon as they do come out. I hope you like this video. Greatness every day. Some days feel better than others. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm not going to dwell on this. I am actually going to go pick my car up from the shop, and then I'm going to come back and get to work. So I hope you're doing well. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Go down and click the subscribe button to find out when more videos related to mindset, money, and more come out here on this channel. Thanks for watching. Remember, choose greatness every day, even on the days that you lose $5,000. And we'll see you next time.